In 1991, my late husband, Moti, was diagnosed with leukemia and needed a bone marrow transplant. After an extensive search, we were unable to find a match. We both knew what needed to be done. Moti always said, "I don't want anyone who needs a bone marrow transplant to be in this position again." Along with Ezer Mizion, my husband and I created what is now the 5th largest bone marrow registry in the world. Today, we are saving lives in Israel and around the world.
Dear Gev, I am the recipient of the stem cell transplant that you graciously donated in November of 2014. I don't know how well your English is, but my Hebrew is much worse. My 3 daughters are fluent, and 2 of the daughters married Israeli guys. My oldest daughter's family lived in Beit Shemesh until I became sick and then moved back to the United States. I am able to tell you that I am doing great. You saved my life, for which I will be eternally grateful.
Ezer Mizion is the largest paramedical organization in Israel. The Bone Marrow Registry began in 1998. We are one of 20 registries in the world that we have accredited. We are working very quickly, and we have very good volunteers because the volunteers are soldiers. They are young, they are healthy, they want to volunteer, they want to help.
In 2013, over a few month period, I started developing rather prompt back pain that I knew something was wrong, and I knew I didn't feel well. When my middle daughter got married, I really had trouble walking down the aisle.
We were all sort of concerned. We didn't really know what was going on yet. We knew my dad wasn't feeling well. I think he was trying to not quite tell me how much pain he was in or what a hard time that he was having.
He was starting to get weaker and starting to lose weight, and as a family, you kind of fear for the worst. Thankfully, he had this amazing doctor at MD Anderson.
We confirmed that he had a high-risk form of myelodysplastic syndrome, which is sort of like leukemia.
They told him what the diagnosis was, and I don't have a medical background, so I didn't realize how serious it was, but it hit Steve like a ton of bricks because he knew what it was.
The options were you could go through chemotherapy and it could help you some, but ultimately you're going to die from your disease. Or you could have the stem cell transplant and you could go for the cure.
You're most likely to have the same tissue type as somebody who's like you. So we're much more likely to find a match for a Jewish individual from other Jewish individuals of a similar ethnic and racial background. We try to develop registries in each major population group so we can find a donor for a given patient.
We are doing something like 30 to 35 bone marrow transplant in a month, and 60% of them we are sending away to all the world.
The day came when they said, "We've got really good news for you, we've got a match." And all they would tell us is it's a 23-year-old male and he's not from America. And that's all you're gonna know for at least a year.
When you are getting the bone marrow, it's a very difficult period. So until the recipient is getting better, the donor and the recipient cannot meet each other between 1 year.
The day of the transplant, Steve was pretty weak. The nurse came in around 10 in the morning and she said, "I just want you to know the stem cells just landed at the airport." It was like, I can't even tell you the feeling I had.
We heard the donor, we found out that it was an IDF soldier through Ezer Mizion. We couldn't think of a better match and a better person to save my father.
I was thrilled when I found out my donor is from Israel. I mean, there's an aura about the IDF. It's a special organization, I don't have to tell you. I mean, it's not a typical army.
The soldiers are amazing, amazing young people because you can see how proud that they managed to save a life. First day that they are coming to the army, we ask them to join. They don't have to join, we ask them to join. But we have more than 90% of the soldiers who join to the registry. And in the army, as you know, not only Jewish is coming to serve, we have also all kinds like Bedouin, Cherkessim, Druze, and so we are helping also those people.
Right now, I have the blood of, what then was a 21-year-old Israeli combat soldier running through my veins. So, my only regret is that I didn't wake up after the transplant and speak fluent Hebrew. I haven't met him, but Gev is part of the family now. I consider him a son. I've never had a son with 3 daughters. And I know when I'm gone that my kids and he are going to be connected. There's no higher level of love than, giving another person, the ability to live.
Please welcome Steve Arnow and his family.
As our sages say, if you save a life, you save the world. Gev surely saved my world. They say you can't meet your donor for at least 1 year. I'm happy to say I'm alive and well, and today I get to meet him. We get to meet him. Ladies and gentlemen, Gev Blau. Ladies and gentlemen, my new son, Gev.